Also, reinventing Chicago's city colleges, Mayor Daley's plan to make sure a city college education gets you a job. And welcome back to Adelante Chicago. Well, after 99 years of graduates, the mayor thinks it is time to shift the focus for Chicago city colleges. There's a plan now in place to make them even better and more affordable for you. Joining us now to explain and talk a little bit about this are two people, Chancellor Hyman, as well as Edgar Gonzalez, who's a student at Harold Washington College. Welcome to the both of you. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having us here.
All right, so 99 years, hard to believe.
Yes, September 11th. Next year will be the 100th year birthday.
All right, so now you guys have developed a plan to make it bigger and better, I guess.
Exactly.
What does that plan entail? What are you focusing on?
So basically, the reinvention plan is a collaborative effort of faculty, students, and staff to examine every facet of city colleges, operations, and academics in order to ensure that we increase student success. And what do we mean by increasing student success? We want to increase degree attainment, career advancement, and job placement, which is, as we do studies in those various areas, there's going to be a huge need for it in our nation. Our nation is going to depend on community colleges across the nation to succeed in those three areas.
Was there something that maybe sparked this plan? Maybe were you starting to see a shift in maybe not as many people graduating or problems within the students that were coming in that led the mayor's office and you to maybe say, hey, we need to start thinking about this?
Yes. So in addition to the job demand, we wanted to do a current state assessment to see just how well students were succeeding. And succeeding meaning how many students were graduating, completing the credential which they came there for, and were those credentials relevant? How better off were they after leaving city colleges?
And so you found what?
And so we did find that only about 7% of the students that come to us seeking a credential actually receive that credential.
7%?
Yes. And about 54% of our credential-seeking students we lose in the first 6 months. But we've did analysis to try to figure out why, and we've also found that community colleges across the nation are struggling with this. It's not just the city colleges of Chicago.
But why is that? Why are they struggling? I mean, you would think people want to get an education. City colleges are affordable. They can go to them, easy access. So I guess how does it not work?
Yes. So one of the main issues that has become a hot topic in education across the nation is the remedial needs of many students coming out of high school. And one of the things that we found in city colleges, again, is what a lot of community colleges around the nation are struggling with, is 90% of our students that come to us need some form of remediation. So that plays a huge part of it. But we've also found things such as having high student to advisor ratios. So on average, for every one student, for every 920 students, there's one advisor. So it's hard for students to get the advisement that they need. We found that we can do better with some wraparound services. So there's quite a few things that can be improved, and that's what reinvention is all about. There's a series of task forces, one of which Edgar is going to serve on.
I'm going to get to you here.
In order to help us figure out the whys of what we see and what are some of the solutions we can implement.
So Edgar, you are a student at Harold Washington. You're a sophomore.
I'm a sophomore there,
And you're going to be helping her with the why. So from everything that you have been able to research at this point, why do you think the numbers are so low, where we're seeing only, what you said, 7%, I guess, getting their degrees, basically? Why do you think that is?
I mean, there's so many factors that can go in. Obviously, there's a lot of things that are being done right now, looking for all of those things, but I'm very excited to continue working on that.
Yeah, well, what's keeping you in school? Like, what is the driving force for you?
My teachers, my advisors, I mean, the environment, it's great. I mean, it's awesome going to City College to Chicago. Some people might think it's not, but I'm getting a great education. My teachers always give me a challenge, and it keeps me on my toes. So.
And so from here, your plan is to do what?
I'm going to go for my MBA at Northwestern University.
Oh, so fancy at Northwestern. Wow.
And this is the type of success that we want to duplicate. So I, too, got my start at city colleges. I graduated from Olive Harvey, one of the 7 city colleges. And so we both had the same experience. We had great faculty, we had a great advisor, and so what we're trying to figure out is how can we duplicate that same experience and that same path for every student that comes there, because it is a great institution.
Okay, let me shift focus a little bit, because part of the reason that we do this show is to highlight Chicago's Latino community, and so we can't let you leave here without asking you, what are the results that you see within the Latino community? Are you starting to have more Latinos try to apply to go to city colleges? I mean, Edgar, I assume your last name is Gonzalez, right?
Yes.
So I would assume that you are Latino.
Yes.
What are you noticing in that area?
A very good question. Our population is about 50-50 split between African American and the Hispanic population. And so it is quite clear to us that more and more of the communities are relying on us to help them achieve the needs that they have. So we have some very good Hispanic partners, Instituto and quite a few others, who are really helping us get at some of these issues and preparing our students to go on for what we need them to go on to do to make their lives better. So we are seeing a huge growth in that population, and so we know that we need a huge focus too on ensuring that our employees and our faculty represent the constituency that they must serve, and that we're meeting their unique needs as well. So we have quite a few institutions that are really focused on that right
And I know that one of the main issues for a lot of Latinos wanting to go on to college is the language barrier.
Exactly.
So what do you do to...
So we have about 32% of our population is adult continuing education. The largest portion of that population is ESL students, English as a second language. So there's 4 goals that I've laid out as a chancellor of city colleges and for the reinvention. One is to ensure that students receive credentials of greater economic value. The other is to ensure that we increase the rate of transfer to bachelor's degree programs after CCC, city colleges. The other is to dramatically improve the outcomes for students needing remediation. But one of the main focuses is to ensure that students that are in the adult continuing ed, ESL, and GED programs not only succeed in what they came there for, but that we create the appropriate college bridge for them. So when they come there for ESL, we just don't say, okay, you've learned English, okay. No, now here's the next step to figure out how we can continue to put you on that career path.
All right, thank you to the both of you. If people want to know more about the reinvention plan, they can go to
reinventingccc.org.
All right, and I'm sure they can get more information about city colleges on there as well. Thank you to the both of you for coming in today.
Thank you.
All right, next.